Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Thursday, the 19th of January. We've got a little over a week left of trading, so welcome to Day Trade with Tony, the channel that concentrates on trading the stock market on an intraday basis. So day trading stocks and shares. We don't trade futures on this channel or Forex or options or any other instrument. It's equities, so stocks and shares. If you join my lives, which is pretty much every single day, every single trading day, join my live stream. We do talk about trading other instruments, and I do talk about crypto and futures and not so much Forex, but we do talk about other instruments to trade. But I'm day trading equities here. So I had another good green day today. So we've had managed to make $4,800 today. It was a difficult day's trading. I've got to be honest. There was nothing really across the majority of the day that really had a good setup. Now we got Neurosens pre-market. Now Neurosens, I recall trading this last March. It moved up kind of 750% on the day last March, and I made $39,000 intraday as it did that. So it had a good catalyst. We saw volume coming in, and when I say we saw volume coming in, the relative volume on this was astronomical. It normally trades about 600,000 shares a day, and Neurosens today, it was 82 million shares traded. So it was recycling its float again and again and again across the course of the day. It really was huge relative volume. So I'm thinking we're going to go parabolic on this as well. So I jumped in on the pre-market move. Unfortunately, I jumped in at the top and ended up losing like $4,500 on that to start off with. Jumped in big straight away, and it pulled back. So kind of got bit on that. And the good news is that after the bell, it was a little bit of a gap and go. After the bell, it did move back up again, and whilst it didn't follow through, it didn't sustain, we didn't get that continuation, it did move up, and we managed to kind of recover about half of that just after the bell. We did trade Marathon Digital, which is a Bitcoin mining company, and that moved up. It's a highly shorted with potential short squeeze scenario in action there. But it tends to, in most cases, follow the action of Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's been consolidating most of the day. So Marathon Digital has been kind of consolidating around that $7 level, and it's been up and down, give or take. It's currently about $7.50 right now, and we managed to get $450 out of that. We traded nothing else up until the close. Now, the reason for that, there was just nothing setting up. It was kind of a low volume day. There wasn't a lot of volatility. The market was selling off. It was very choppy. A lot of what was moving with very low volume. It was very choppy, a bit wide spreads. There wasn't a lot of good setups, if anything. So much so that it's a zero trade on the small account for the small account challenge today. But so I didn't take any trades on the small account, and on this account, the main account, it took until the last kind of 40-45 minutes of the market before anything really happened. So I called out on the Discord. Let's look at the actual action and where we got it. We'll talk about Neurosens first. So Neurosens, we can see here, we got this move up on the break of the news. It moved up, and we got the first pullback. I'm looking for candle to make a new high here for confirmation. I didn't want to get in with a kind of a double top scenario and devil horns and the pullback. So I wanted the break of new highs here. So got in here, added to the position for the break of the $0.75 dollar. It went up to 274, and then it pulled back. So it started to consolidate here. I was holding the position on the VWAP. I was hoping for a VWAP bounce and a move back up. The volume after the bell was huge, as you can see here. I was looking for the VWAP bounce. It didn't, and then when it did finally flush down, as I thought it was actually going to move up here, but then it flushed down, and that's when we exited the position. And we lost $4,000 from this point here to here. So a little over $4,000. However, as I say, it did move up here, and we were able to get back in and ride this up. We didn't make all of our gains, all of our losses back, but we made half of it back. So, better than nothing, really. It didn't get any higher than that. Didn't break the. I was hoping it would break the $3 level. It didn't, unfortunately. So, it didn't make the move I was expecting it to, as it did last. 750% intraday was amazing. It wasn't a 100% mover. It did, it did make gains over 100%. It doubled its market value intraday. So it was a big move. Quite extended up at $2.50, $3, but it didn't go any further. So we didn't get that, and that's what we've been missing now. A lot of these moves, we're not getting the continuation. But we did trade Marathon Digital. So Marathon Digital, I was watching this. I got a little bit worried whilst watching this, and we saw at the open what was typically a bearish pattern. So we've got one shoulder, there's the head, there's another shoulder. The head and shoulders pattern, which typically breaks downwards. However, this didn't. It's moved back up. So we were able to get in. Once it broke out of this pattern, and instead of completing the head and shoulders pattern and breaking down, it then created a new double bottom pattern here, the W, and broke up. So we were able to get in and ride that up and take some profits. And we managed to get $425 on that in total. Later in the day, it tried to make moves up, and it was just choppy sideways. And that was kind of it for the day for me. I was looking for things about 11 a.m. market time. I just thought, okay, I've had enough. I took the dog for a walk, came back, then had another look. There was nothing moving. And then I went and did some grocery shopping. So then it was 2 p.m. when I came back, and there was not a lot moving. This is Marathon Digital starting to make its move up. Managed to take a little bit of position there. I think I was about 175 up before this, and then take a little bit of position and managed to get a little bit more there. But there was nothing else moving, and it just wasn't reliable. As you can see, very sideways, very choppy. However, I again went away, had some dinner, something to eat, and then I came back for Power Hour, having a look. And that's when we actually saw SLRX. So SLRX is Solarius Pharmaceutical, and Solarius Pharmaceutical made this move up, and I caught it on the scanners. So we made this move up into this halt, and that's when I noticed it. Obviously, it's hitting the scanners. It's not huge volume up until that point, so it's not hitting my higher day scans. What it's doing is it hits the momentum scanners, and it hits the volatility halts notifications and signals. So I switched on to this, and it struggled to get over the $0.50. It tapped it a couple of times. So I'm calling out in the Discord. We're kind of coiling at the $0.50. When this breaks the $0.50, it's going to go. We'll get some volume. If you get volume, it's going to go. So I got in as it broke the $0.50 and was able to ride that up to 410. And really, I think my top my exit highest exit was at 408, but really big move. I called that out in the Discord before it broke as well. So people that were actually watching that pattern, we had the move up. They would start consolidating and coiling under the 350. So bit of a flat top formation. So we get the flat top breakout, breaks with huge volume. As you can see here, the volume spikes come in whilst it's consolidating. The volume, we've got the volume up here into the halt, and then after the halt, it gaps up and then moves up, and then it starts to consolidate underneath the $0.50. The volume is less. We're getting much less volume here, but then when it breaks the $0.50, you can see the volume comes in and it continues all the way up to 410 with high volume. It does start to pull back, and you don't quite get the volume starts to die off, and I got it. I just got it. I was actually waiting for it to make another move back up, and when I got out up at 410, waiting for it to make another move back up. I think my last position was about 403 or 402. and it didn't quite get there, so I exited the position and waiting for it to make another move back up. It never did. I kind of consolidated into the close. Instead of trading that and waiting for that and just sitting around doing anything, the IPO that we traded last Friday, MGO Global, that started to make moves, and we jumped on that one. We were able to ride that up, and we were able to, as this broke went green on the day, it started hitting the scanners. We can see the volume came in, and we started to hit the scanners. So I was able to get in here and ride this up, and I took profits up here, up again, similar kind of price point before it flushed back down. And we actually got stopped. We had a stop in place here, so we got stopped out, which is, I always advise, use stops if you can, particularly in the open. They don't work in the out-of-hours sessions, unfortunately, so you can't use stops. You have to use mental stops. But during the open market session, use stops where possible. It can save you a lot of money, a lot of heartache. So I had a stop in place here, and as it broke new lows, I got stopped out. It did flush all the way down, so it was a good job I did have a stop in place, and then it consolidated before kind of selling off and bouncing into the close. We weren't done there though. That was the close, and Netflix dropped their earnings today. So it wasn't, I've got to be honest, the earnings per share, it wasn't a great earnings report. But Netflix, we're discussing Netflix and what we anticipated as a potential move for Netflix. A lot of people were very bearish, saying if trading options take puts, which means expect the price to go down, or you're effectively shorting it. I waited for it to make a decision, and I'm done trying to anticipate the price action. I'm going to trade the price action and the reaction to the news. So Netflix, you can see here, this is Netflix. It was selling off most of the day. In fact, it's been selling off most of this week. And then after hours, it shot up. It shot up here, went through the red-green line. It did pull back quickly and then moved up again. And as it broke new highs, that's where I jumped in, managed to get a full $5 move. Very, very choppy, up and down, full $5. I took 500 shares, and got a full $5 move, and then got out up at the top. It started to consolidate a little bit, so I got out up at the top. It's then started to sell off all the way. I thought, okay, I'm staying out of this. I'm not going to chance my luck and look for a further move back up. But look, it's actually moving up again. So it's now kind of 336. So it was down here at 314, and it moved up. It's a good 20. It was actually $30 swing on this move, and I got $5 of that because it moved really quick, and it did pull back. So taking the position, look for confirmation is what I was doing. I managed to get filled and get a full $5 move up, which is, as far as I'm concerned, 500 shares, $5. Happy days on Netflix. So we got $2,500 on Netflix, which was I can't say I'm not happy with that. I'm very happy with that. So that was me done for the day. I don't normally trade after hours, but occasionally when I see that there's a particularly popular stock, I don't normally trade the high cap stocks, but when you've got the volatility, and Netflix has made some big moves over the last couple of quarters, earnings drops. So yeah, it was certainly worthwhile looking at, and that's what I did. I've traded Facebook a couple of times last year. I traded Tesla on earnings, and occasionally when there's been no volatility in the market, and there is a particular popular liquid stock that is dropping earnings, it can be lucrative to trade the earnings reports. But I don't like to try and second guess it. If you're trading options, you have to do that simply because you can't buy and sell options during the close session. So the after hours session or pre-market session, you can only trade options during the open market. So if you're trading options, you kind of have to look for and trying to anticipate what the reaction to the earnings will be. Not necessarily anticipating whether it's going to be good or bad results, because to be fair, the earnings numbers that dropped for Netflix weren't great, but the market reacted positively to it. Now, there's a conference call going on as I speak right now, which is why I believe that the stock price is continuing to move up. So that's where we are on today. Almost $5,000. It's not quite at goal, but we've had a good week last week, and as a result of that's put us in a really good position on the year. It's well. Let's have a look at the statistics, shall we? This is where we are. I've imported today's statistics as well. So this is where we are at the moment. Yesterday and today basically gives us a little bit of breathing space. We'll clear the drawdown from Tuesday. If we look at the actual detailed reports here, you can see that we're now 92,000. We've got next week, tomorrow, Friday, which is tomorrow. We've got next week 5 trading days, and then 2 days the following week. So we've effectively got 8 trading days left still, and we're at $92,000 in gross profit already on the month of January. So it's looking like we could have a really good start to the year. 120,000 is what I'm looking for. That's my new monthly goal. It was difficult to maintain the average 100,000 last year, but look, we managed it. So I'm going to try again this year. We've increased the goals. We're looking for 120,000 average across the 12 months. And that means we've got just under 30,000 to go across 8 trading days. So when we take that into consideration, $5,000 a day will get us to that $120,000. If we do the $6,000, which is the daily goal, we'll smash it. So 48,000, another 48 to 50,000 on top of this will take 240,000. So let's see what we can do. I'll be back at it tomorrow, 90 minutes before the market opens. I'm streaming all my trades live. So we do it every single day, every single market day. We trade 90 minutes of the pre-market and the first full hour of the market after the bell. So come join me live. Watch me trading live. If you are a trader, you want to get into trading, but you don't know how, come along. I'm answering questions as I'm going along. Happy to take your questions, and you can get involved in the community as well. If you want to learn how to trade, then check the link in the description below this video, and I'll be happy to take you under my wing and teach you my methodologies and my strategies. There's no guarantees that it will be profitable for you, that you will be profitable as a trader, even if you learn how to trade my way. That's down to you to be disciplined enough to execute against those strategies effectively. It's down to you to manage your risk accordingly. And of course, my results, I've been doing this for quite some time now, and my results, I would say, are not typical with the market. With most traders lose money. So if you are planning on getting, think twice. Do not put money into the markets that you can't afford to lose, because you will lose. I lost $7,000, over $7,000 on Tuesday, and the fact that I'm trading with a much larger account than most people would, you've got to again set expectations. So I don't want people coming, seeing me trading and thinking this is going to be easy, because it's not. Like any profession that's well paid, because I'm very well paid doing this, like any profession that's well paid, it takes a while to acquire the skills and the knowledge. If you're a doctor, you have to go to college for 4 years and then med school for another further 3 years. If you're a lawyer, you've got to go to college for 4 years and then you've got to sit at the bar. If you even if you've not been to college and you're looking for as a tradesman, as a plumber, as an electrician, you've got to have time served. You're going to spend 2 or 3 years learning your craft. Trading is no different. it's a skill set in its own right. So take some time to learn how to trade. Take some time to learn about the stock market. It's not as easy as people make it out to be. If people tell you it's going to be easy, they're trying to sell you something. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. And there are good days and bad days. Red days are inevitable. What I mean by red days when you lose money. The key is to manage that effectively. Manage your losses so that they're less than your gains. And as you can see, last year I managed to do net overall. My target was a 7-figure net year, and I managed to do that on the very last day that I was trading in December. I did a little over 1.2 million across the course of the year, but I'm trading a lot bigger size. And the difference between me trading and trying to get $5,000 a day or $6,000 this year, and somebody that's trading on a smaller account and looking at a $500 target per day is sizing. If someone's trading on a $5,000 account and they want to make $500 a day, it is possible. It's an aggressive target. That's like 10%. It's an aggressive target, but it is possible. Likewise, me with a larger account, I usually start each month with $30,000 or more, and I'm looking for an average of $5,000, $6,000 this year, $5,000 last year. So it is possible to earn a lucrative sum of money and have a good income day trading, but it's not easy. I just want to caveat that. So be doing it again tomorrow. Come watch me. You may be able to learn quite a bit whilst I am trading. So 90 minutes before the market opens, which is 8 a.m. East Coast, New York. It's 1 p.m. in Ireland, where I'm based, at the same time in the UK or London time. And I do it every day. I hope to see you there. Take care. See you soon.